One of the biggest pains in life is comparing yourself to others. We often open our phones, scroll through social media, and think, why is she so successful and I'm not? Why does his life look perfect while mine feels ordinary? But what we don't realize is simple: her path and mine are not the same. Remember this: if a fish spends its whole life wishing to fly like a bird, it will die thinking it's not good enough, even if it can swim across an entire ocean. These days, because of social media, this habit of comparing ourselves has grown worse. Every perfect photo, every achievement, every milestone we see online makes us believe our own life is too small. We forget our talents. We forget our strengths. And slowly, this thinking pushes many people into sadness, anxiety, and even hopelessness. That's why today's story is for anyone who has ever thought, I'll never be as good as them. Listen carefully, because every line can change the way you think. Once, there was a quiet little village near a town, surrounded by a beautiful, endless forest. In this village lived a boy named Ethan. Ethan was hardworking. He was kind. He was helpful. But there was one habit that made him unhappy all the time: he always compared himself with others. When he saw his friend Liam getting the best grades in class, Ethan thought, I wish I was as smart as him. When he saw his neighbor Ryan living in a big house, wearing nice clothes, Ethan thought, I wish I had money like him. Even if he saw someone running fast, he would sigh, why can't I run that fast? Day by day, these thoughts grew heavier. Ethan couldn't focus on his studies. He lost interest in playing, in reading, even in spending time with friends. All the time, he thought, I'll never be like them. I'll always be less. One afternoon, an old man visited the village. His name was Grandpa Joe. People loved him because he was full of wisdom and kindness. Everyone came to him for advice. Ethan gathered some courage and went to him. Grandpa, he said softly, I work really hard, but when I see someone doing better than me, I feel so sad. It feels like I'll never be as good as them. Grandpa Joe smiled warmly and said, Come to the oldest tree in the village tomorrow morning. You'll find your answers there. The next morning, Ethan walked to the tree. Sunlight was gently touching the forest. Birds were singing. The air was cool and calm. Grandpa Joe was already waiting. Look around carefully, he said. What do you see? Ethan looked around. There are so many trees, Grandpa. Some are very tall, some are short. Some have many fruits, some have none. Grandpa Joe smiled and asked. Now imagine if this apple tree said, Why am I so short compared to the coconut tree? Or if the coconut tree said, I wish I had sweet fruits like apples. How would that sound? Ethan laughed. That would sound really silly, Grandpa. Exactly, Grandpa said. Now tell me, how does this whole forest feel to you? It feels peaceful and beautiful. Everything seems just right. That's life, Ethan, Grandpa said gently. Every tree in this forest has its own gift. The apple tree gives sweet fruit. The coconut tree is tall and strong. They are different, but both are important. In the same way, every person has different strengths. Why compare? Grandpa then took Ethan to a small pond. Fish were swimming happily, and a little further, a bird was flying across the sky. Now imagine, Grandpa said, if the fish said, "I wish I could fly like the bird." Would that be right? No, Grandpa, Ethan said, smiling. Fish are made for swimming, birds are made for flying. Grandpa Joe placed his hand on Ethan's shoulder. Exactly. Then why do you want to be like someone else? You are not meant to live their life. You are meant to live yours. You have your own path. You have talents too, maybe you just don't see them yet. Find your strengths and move forward with them. Something inside Ethan changed that moment. From that day on, Ethan stopped comparing himself to anyone. He started focusing on his own abilities. He studied harder, practiced more, and discovered things he loved to do. Slowly, his confidence returned. Life started to feel fresh and exciting again. He smiled more, he believed more, and step by step, he became stronger. A few years later, through his dedication and hard work, Ethan built his own small business. It grew. People respected him. He became an inspiration for the whole village. Whenever someone asked him, "Ethan, how did you become so successful?" he would smile and say, "Never compare yourself with others. If a fish tries to fly, it will always feel like a failure. But if it swims, it can own the entire ocean." Remember this, the sun and the moon never shine at the same time, but both light up the world in their own way. Find your path. Walk it in your own style. That's when real success comes. If you liked this story, share it with someone who needs to hear it. See you again with another story.